one of my hardest times was when I was younger. I had lived through childhood sexual abuse, and um, I didn't have any help, and it was kind of compounding on me. And I remember coming home from my friend's house, and I was just so depressed. And I was just like, I was so downtrodden that I wanted to take my life. And I went to the train tracks near my house, and I sat on the train tracks, and I was just crying. And I had my baby. I had my baby with me, and I was going to just die. So I sat on the tracks. I sat on the tracks. And I can remember just sitting there for hours, and I'm crying. I'm crying. And it's like, where? And so I didn't think of it because it seemed like a short span of time, but it would like hours. And then all of a sudden it was like darkness started to fall. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's the train? Like, it just dawned on me, where's the train? Well, I didn't know what that was, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even do this right. And I'm saying, to myself, I'm saying I can't even kill myself right. And so I go home, and the next day was, I think it was Sunday, and was near Christmas. And so my son wanted to see Spider-Man because he was going to be at this particular place, and he wanted to see Spider-Man. So I was like, okay. So I took him, and I took him there, and I was on the bus, and sitting on the bus. I'm still crying. There's like tears dropping from my still crying, and I just can't even get myself together. And so I remember just sitting in a bus, not doing anything, not saying anything to anybody, and the bus goes to stop, and then this lady gets off, and she puts her hand on my shoulder, and she goes, "It's going to be all right." And I didn't even look up at her, and I just shook my head because I couldn't even. If I would have opened my mouth, I probably would have like started crying louder, sobbing. And once she released my shoulder, there was a card, and so um, the card fell in my lap. And my son picked it up, and so I was like, "What do you have?" I looked at it, and it was a therapist. It was literally a therapist number on there. And the beautiful thing about it, the woman lived 2 blocks from my house, so I could walk there. And she specialized in childhood trauma. I was completely blown away. And that started at 18. It started me to start to, working with a therapist.